Welcome to Big Idea Investing. It's your host, Dylan Loomis. Today, I'm going to explain very simply how the ECOMI or OMI Tokenomics actually works. It's much easier than most people are making it out to be. If you want to learn about the Veve app or the OMI token in general, or how to purchase, check the links below. Today, though, I'm focusing on OMI Tokenomics alone. I do think this will be the most comprehensive video on the subject, so if you agree by the end, please share it around Reddit, Twitter, etc. to our OMI token community. And if you were someone who bought OMI tokens in the past few weeks, congrats on the strong run-up. I posted the how to purchase OMI token tutorial on March 8th, and OMI was trading at 0.00288, just shy of 0.3 cents. As I record this video, it's hovering around 0.01015 or just over 1 cent. Doing the math, that's a 252% return or a 3.5x on your money in just over 2 weeks. None of this is financial advice, but if you don't want to miss these future opportunities, subscribe and hit the bell notification, as in the NFT world, being first really matters. So let's do this. Each user on the Veve app has two wallets, one wallet for OMI tokens and one wallet for gems. There's actually a third wallet where the digital collectible NFTs are stored and accessed, but ECOMI handles the security and management of that wallet. And the gem model is brilliant. One gem is always equal to $1, so people that are clueless about blockchain and crypto can use the Veve app to the full extent using just a credit or debit card, and all of the OMI tokenomics take place behind the scenes. So your parents could download the app, grab their debit card, and buy $500 worth of gems right on the app. Simple. And if you want, you can send OMI tokens to your Veve wallet, and from there you can convert them to gems. And yes, you can convert back from gems to OMI tokens. Now, I'm personally not interested in any of the NFT drops so far. I'm just an OMI token holder with no funds on the Veve app. But in the future, if the NFL or Pokemon or other things I'm interested in make it to Veve, I can send some OMI tokens to the Veve app, convert them to gems, and buy an NFT. A nice added benefit of being an OMI token investor. And a big, simple takeaway, hear me on this. Every time a Veve app user buys anything on the app using gems, let's say 100 gems, which is always equal to $100, in the background, the equivalent amount of OMI tokens are permanently removed from the ecosystem. So in this case, 100 gems and $100 worth of OMI tokens are burned for good. Now, you may be asking, well, wouldn't the OMI token supply go to zero if adoption keeps growing? And you would be correct, but there's more. So you've probably seen this before, but in case you have not, I'll cover it quickly. It's from the ECOMI team's white paper. The total number of OMI tokens minted was 750 billion. But of course, things have changed since 2018 when it comes to the breakdown of this 750 billion. The main number here is the circulating supply, which is about 110 billion. This is the only figure that matters when it comes to determining the market cap of a crypto project. The formula is circulating supply times the price per coin to determine the market cap. So, as I record, we would take 110 billion as an estimated circulating supply times the 0.01015 price per OMI token to get a current market cap of about $1.16 billion. Then we have the ECOMI team holding 150 billion OMI tokens. Now, yes, these OMI tokens could eventually make it into the circulating supply, which most people overlook. The only official information we have about lockup periods from the white paper is 12 months for the team and 24 months for the founders. Cliff vesting just means someone who is fully vested on a specific date rather than gradually over time. But to put it simply, as far as we know, most of this 150 billion OMI token pool is eligible to be sold, which would put it into the circulating supply. So, in theory, in a black swan event where all team members and founders sell at the same time, the effective circulating supply would more than double, cutting the price of the OMI token in half. Now, you don't need to worry about something like this, but just be aware that over time, the circulating supply may be diluted as ECOMI team members sell. And another 150 billion goes to long-term initiatives, which is broken down into these categories, focusing on licensing and developing the app, which is exactly what you want to see. And importantly for tokenomics, 40 billion in the Veve Vault wallet and 300 billion in the Reserve wallet. And real quick, you can actually check the balances since this is blockchain technology. strategy. I did go ahead and verify that the Veve vault has 40.9 billion OMI tokens held, the reserve wallet has 297 billion OMI tokens, and there have been already 2.5 billion OMI tokens permanently burned that are now out of circulation. The links to the GoChain wallets are linked below. So now the vault and reserve situation explained. You've probably seen this chart, but I think it makes it far more confusing than it really is, so I'm going to blur it out and just listen to me explain it for now using a real world example. I buy $100 worth of gems directly in the Veve app and I get 100 gems in my account. At the same time, behind the scenes, the equivalent amount, so $100 worth of OMI tokens, are taken from the reserve wallet and put into the OMI Vault wallet. Now, technically, it does pass through my OMI wallet, but don't worry about that. The $100 of OMI tokens will then sit in the OMI Vault wallet until I spend my gems. So I then use those 100 gems to buy a Chase Claypool NFT, at which point those 100 gems are burned and removed permanently, and the corresponding $100 of OMI tokens from the vault is moved out of circulation permanently. So with each purchase on the Veve app and as adoption grows, OMI tokens are burned, reducing the circulating supply, which makes for a deflationary tokenomics system. Now, to prevent the reserves, the main method of liquidity for the system going to zero, there is a token buyback system in place. So to keep the token reserve topped up, OMI tokens are purchased from exchanges, creating a very bullish feedback loop. But where does this money come from to buy the OMI tokens? Two different sources. First, about 10% of the revenue from new NFT sales, not secondary market sales. But we do have to take out 30% for fees that go directly to the App Store. So, a new example. In this case, let's say I buy 1,000 gems on the Veve app. This is worth $1,000. I then use half, so 500 gems, to purchase the new Chase Claypool NFT drop, leaving me 500 gems in my gem wallet or unused. Take out 30% for App Store fees on the purchase of this new NFT, which leaves us with $350 in ECOMI revenue, and then 10% of that, or $35, will go to the OMI token buyback fund. So simply 10% of new NFT sale revenue after 30% App Store fees. Source number 2 is from gem sales. So this means revenue coming from selling gems, not from the sale of new NFT drops. So using the same example, after I purchased the Chase Claypool NFT for 500 gems, I still have those 500 gems in my bank account that I purchased. ECOMI uses that $500 in revenue from that gem sale to also go to the buyback fund. So yes, we take out the 30% in App Store fees, so take out $150 here, leaving us with $350 in revenue from that gem sale that goes toward buying back OMI tokens. Adding these two sources up on a $1,000 purchase, split 50% into a new NFT sale and 50% into gem revenue sales, that means 38.5% or $385 would go to buying back OMI tokens to maintain liquidity. So the more NFT sales, the lower the effective percentage of buybacks. The more gem sales without NFT purchases results in a higher effective percentage of buyback funds. So to sum that all up, the total buyback fund is 10% of new NFT sales after App Store fees, plus revenue generated from gem sales minus App Store fees. The buyback purchases then go into the app reserve wallet. So the reserve wallet will always hold about 40% of the entire OMI token supply, about 300 billion OMI tokens, out of circulation. As purchases are made in the Veve app, OMI tokens are sent out of circulation permanently. Then the buyback mechanisms are triggered to purchase OMI tokens from exchanges to keep the token reserve topped up. Tokens in the reserve wallet will not be removed at any time other than as a direct result of purchases. And yes, you can verify this tokenomics system by tracking revenues from transactions between wallets, but we'll save that for another day. So for my price target, just know there is no good way to do this. Anyone talking about price targets really is just guessing. This is not like the stock market where we have DCF models and 10Ks. But here's how I think through this. If there are 2.5 billion OMI tokens burned, that's about $25 million worth of OMI tokens at today's prices. This would give us a rough estimate for revenue generated from Veve new NFT sales. Remember, OMI is not burned until there is an NFT purchase. That would leave us figuring out gem revenues in addition, as we have to think about people buying 100 gems and only spending 50. Veve has received the entire $100, but only $50 worth will show up in the out of circulation wallet. So let's add $25 million for gem revenue. So we could make a rough guess. Veve has done around $50 million in revenue so far. At a $1 billion market cap currently, that would be a price to sales ratio of 20, meaning investors are paying $20 for every $1 in revenue the Veve app is actually generating. But we don't have any comps. Veve is in a league of its own with licensing and augmented and virtual reality, so they should warrant a strong multiple valuation in my opinion. On the simpler side, to double our money, we need another $1 billion to come into the space since we are sitting at a rough $1 billion market cap now. It may seem like a lot, but let me remind you that about $700 million has flown into OMI in just the past 2 weeks. So yeah, OMI tokens could hit 2 cents in a matter of a few weeks from here, especially after a few weeks on Uniswap. Some of you that know me know I'm a long-term investor, meaning I generally look at 5 to 10 year time horizons, but with NFTs, I like to look at 12 months because things change quickly and NFTs are not stocks. For OMI tokens to hit 10 cents per coin, another $9 billion would need to flow into the coin. I would say that's possible this year if the momentum continues, the NFL licensing goes live, and there is news of a Pokemon deal. And I hate doing this, but because I'm a man of my word, my realistic price target for OMI 1 year from today is 5 cents per coin, or a 5x from today's prices and market cap. That would mean a new $4 billion flowing into OMI with the current holders hodling. Of course, these are all rough estimates given the buyback structure of the tokenomics. And last thing I'll say, according to DApp Radar, trading volume on the top 3 NFT marketplaces was $342 million in February 2021 alone. Annualized, that's $4.1 billion. This space is also growing exponentially and could easily hit $50 billion by 2025 at current growth rates. If Veve and ECOMI can capture 10%, that's $5 billion in revenue, slap a multiple onto that of let's say 10, and that gives us a not insane $50 billion market cap for OMI, or a 50x from today's prices that you can make a logical argument for. I personally will be locking in profits at certain thresholds along the way in smaller amounts, and I will continue to hold and buy the dips as long as things are pointing up. But please share your OMI price targets below. I am genuinely curious. Please let me know below if you have questions. I will try to answer all of them. While you're down there, please like this video if you did. It really helps me out and helps me to know that the time I put into these is worth it to you all. Until next time.